So, what's emerging into clarity is this journey that we're on. I am so inspired because we've embarked on a family project that is an extension of my work in leading well from within. And what's emerging is a family project that will be written by Sue, Dole, Zach, and me to share the lessons from this journey. To share the lessons of the journey, and the tentative title right now is Living Well from Within. And it's not going to be about the cancer journey. I mean, that's a sidebar. The real value, I think, in the way that I hope this will enrich your life is that these are lessons learned. These are lessons we're learning, and our family is just going through such incredible transformation during this time. I mean, I am so much in awe of how Sue is showing up. I'm so much in awe in how everything Dylan's learning, how he's making, beautiful meaning out of his significant pain, and just the strides that Zach has made. And so this is a book written by a family, for families, to enrich your life with life lessons learned on our journey as it might apply to the challenges in your life, whether it is going through marital strife or even divorce, whether it is anxiety at school, whatever those challenges may be. And I think what's really wonderful about us writing a family is that Sue's voice has a way of reaching perhaps mothers in a very different way than I could reach mothers. You can speak directly to the heart, and I hope you would benefit from that immensely. The way that Zach and Dylan can speak to teens and young adults is different from the way I could reach them. So I feel incredibly blessed to write this journey, and the heart of this. My heart is breaking open right now. My heart is breaking open because I've come to a place that I want to make every moment count, and every moment count is a big part of that is living, loving relationships right now. Every moment, making sure that every moment is a touch point of receiving and giving love. Receiving, giving love. And even this is a moment with you as I'm sharing this right now, and then actually wanting to leave a legacy in my work. And my first book, Leading Well from Within, is the science and practice of conscious leadership. And by the way, everybody leads. It doesn't matter if you don't think of yourself as a leader at work. If you're a parent, you're a leader. Leadership is an act of influence. Leadership's an act of influence. So you can think about, where do you have influence in your life? And very quickly you will actually you'll recognize that you have influence in every touch point in your life. Whether you're at home or at work, whether you're in your friend circle or your community, you have influence every touch point, you pick up your laundry, that's a touch point of influence. It's that basic. And so, as we're asking in leadership influence, an awakening into conscious leadership is awakening to what is the influence? What is the influence I'd like to see myself having in this world? Am I showing up as a positive influence, or am I showing up as a negative influence for others? Am I showing up as a demand for somebody, or am I showing up as a resource for them? And so the evolution of this book, because my heart is broken open, I understand right now more fully from, as this journey is emerging, I understand the power of conscious leadership. And the power of conscious leadership is when it's connected to an awakened heart. When it's really connected to an awakened heart. And what I also understand deeply right now. I just had a sharing of my nerves because I'm possibly going to get some more clarity on my diagnosis, whether or not I have a metastases or primary brain tumor, and I'm in a spike of fear. And I just did a video talking about how in the first book, I navigate stress. I've got the second step of my 4-step framework to elevate conscious leadership is reframing our relationship with stress and self-doubt. And the short of it is, stress happens not because we can't cope, but because something is at stake. Stress happens because something we care about is at stake. And so I have stress for good reason, because this matters. The news I'm about to get matters. And so instead of our usual fear around stress, which is false evidence appearing real, I've come up with another mnemonic.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Did you make that up?
No, that's out there. That's commonly out there. False evidence appearing real. So but the mnemonic I came up with, let's get real with stress. Instead of false evidence appearing real, let's get real with stress. And real stands for recognize that you're having a stress response. The R is recognize, and then there's a move into embracing it. Because stress happens when something you care about is at stake. Stress is mobilizing energy to help us take care of what really matters. To help us take care of what really matters. And so there's a shift in the embrace in terms of allowing and self-compassion. And then it's asking the question. The A is ask. So it's recognize, embrace, ask, and asking a better question. Typically the questions we ask is, how can we get rid of stress? And the answers come back, second bottle of Chardonnay should just about do it. Or even more sad, because stress happens when something we care about is at stake, we minimize what's at stake. So we become indifferent to what really matters in our life. So I want to really kind of stay focused on what really matters now. And a big part of that is actually what really matters is my ability to actually live loving relationships, especially with my family, and live as long as I can to actually live into the legacy of my work. And for that reason, I am actually, I am asking the question, how can I use this energy of stress to take the most effective actions in service of that? So the L is leverage. The L is leveraging the energy of stress into leveraging that energy of stress and insight into action, into practical action steps. And so, my insight around this is when I wrote the book, Leading Well From Within, and I laid out all these steps. I mean, some of these steps were, they come from story and some of my story, but it's different now. Part of my superpower is making meaning of suffering, and a lot of the book came from that originally. But I've got a new challenge at hand right now, and what I'm realizing in the evolution of this book, these steps are coming alive for me right now. These steps are actually becoming more fully lived and embodied. And mostly what I hope, my highest hope, is that, I understand when I share, my history. I understand that it naturally may evoke compassion in you, anybody listening. But my higher hopes is that the compassion that this evokes in you will be radiated as self-compassion, a larger measure of it will be radiated as self-compassion. And from that place of self-compassion will radiate into your families, into your workspace.
Hi.
Oh, there it is. Oh, come on, give it a bit. I so am happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you too.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you.
Hi.
Danny was talking.
Yeah.
Come with me.
Okay, deal.